Aloha everyone, it's Kona Raven and I'm so excited to share this mini album with you. It's taken me a while to finish, so for those of you that have been following me on Facebook, thank you so very much for your patience. I know it's been kind of a long wait and I apologize for that, but I'm hoping that you'll see that your patience has paid off. I put a lot of creative energy into this mini album and I'm hoping that you love it. So let's take a look at it. It is an 8¼ by 8¼ mini album. The pages are all made out of cardstock. The front cover, the back cover, and the spine are heavy duty chipboard. The paper collection that I used was by Graphic45, of course. They have such beautiful and lush papers to work with. And the collection's called An Eerie Tale. So I have to note that I covered the covers and the spine with this wonderful premium canvas textured cardstock, and I have to say that it is really strong, so I didn't get any tearing around the edges when I folded it, especially on this part, which is always seems to be an issue when you're adhering paper to the front cover to the spine and then having to bend it. So I'm really pleased that it's such a really strong paper. Again, it's color core cardstock and it's called Premium Canvas Textured Cardstock. Alright, so let's look at the elements. I just framed a page that I loved and I put these little corner pieces on, which I got at a craft fair at Essex, in Essex, from a vendor. This here is a Tim Holtz Ideology. It's part of the Locket and Key collection. This is a Tim Holtz adornment, and this is also part of his Halloween collection. Here's a little mini envelope from the pockets and tag sheet for Graphic45's An Eerie Tale. And then I punched these little leaves out using a die cut, and it was the Tattered Flower Garland die cut. Here's some Recollections bling here, and then let's take a look at the spine. So this ribbon that I got, I love it. It's velvet ribbon and it has a lace trim around the sides of it. I got it from an online store. It's called Ribbon Girl, and I'll provide the link below for those of you in the UK that are interested. Here's a ring fastener from Tim Holtz, and I made this collection of charms to adorn the spine. And then there's the back, which is pretty plain. Alright, let's take a look on the inside. So as you can see, the interior's pretty plain. I left it just with decorative paper with a little stamping in the corners. And then here's our official first page. So this flap here is magnetic. You open that, and then this flips out here. And here's a nice big page for photos. And then I loved this. This is Tim Holtz big die, and it's called Rickety House. I loved it when I first saw it, and I've been dying to use it, so I'm glad I could incorporate it in this mini album. And then what I did was I made it into a pocket, so I slid these two little cutouts from the collection right into and behind the house. And then this is also a pocket, so here's a nice large photo mat. I did do some stamping throughout. I did use Tim Holtz blueprint stamps, the minis, for a lot of the tags and the photo mats. So this has an on-page pocket with two large photo mats. This one's a 6x4, and then this one's a 5x7. And then here's two swing tabs here. Just swing those out. Those come up. And then this folds down here, and I have two tags. And they also, the pockets of these also double as photo mats. So just to show you, here's a pocket and tag here. So you could slide a photo underneath here and then journal about what that photo's about. And which I did up here also, another pocket and tag. And then this also flips up, so you have plenty of space for photos here and also here. And here is an envelope closure on this page, and all it does is wind out like this. You open this up, you could put a wallet size photo here, and then open it here, another nice space for a photo. Here's a nice large on-page pocket, and this was new, so I try to include tags on every single page. So here's a tag, and then this photo mat here, here's a envelope with the pocket that came with the pockets and tags sheet, and it's got a little tag on the inside, and it's also magnetic so that it holds this page down. So that comes out, and then this folds out, and you have a nice photo mat here, and then you have another photo mat with a pocket and a tag. And then on the actual page, there's two swing tabs that swing out, and then you fold it down. Here's another pocket, and that's a cutout from the collection. I did use quite a lot of swing tabs. I try to use more swing tabs than I did magnets in this one. I like the idea of having different types of closures. Alright, so on the next page I have two flaps here. They are magnetic, so this pops out like this, and then two more tags. I used Tim Holtz big die. It's the tag and book plate big die, and it's so convenient. I love it. And then this flips up. It is magnetic, so that'll hold down well. And then this one also flips down for a nice large space for photos. This might just be my favorite page because I love the purple and the black on it. One of the reasons why I created this album was because I wanted to show that you could have a gorgeous album even with straight edges. All it was, I'm trying to demonstrate that depending on how you layer the papers, you could just make your mini album as beautiful as you want. You don't necessarily have to have a decorative edge to make it interesting or unique, or like I said, even beautiful. I did do a little corner punching, and that was using a Crocodile, the Deco punch. But for the most part, all my edges are all straight edges. So here is a envelope with that came with a pockets and tag sheet, and then there's the little tag that came with it. And then these two swing tabs are actually stickers from the paper collection that I backed on black cardstock, so those just swing out. And then this opens up here. Here is a nice large space for photos, and it has a pocket so that you can slide your photos in, and because it's tacky, you don't have to worry about your photos, you know, falling out. And again, I wanted to incorporate tags, so here's a pocket with a tag. And then this flips open, and here's another pocket with a tag. And you have a space for a photo here, and you flip that back, and you open it up, and then here's another large space for a photo mat that actually has a pocket again, mirroring the other side. And then another large area for photos. So there is quite a lot of room for photos in this mini album. And that's not including the large outer pocket photo mats. But again, like I said, they are just plain cardstock because of the amount of paper that it took to use for this, to create this mini album. So on the next page, it is plain. I just decided that I wanted to have this page featured because I really do love this scene, and I didn't want to put too much on it. So what I did was I created like a hidden door, and these swing tabs hold it down, so those come down. And then when you flip this up, you can see that there is a pocket here, and here's a tag that just tucks in. That's a cutout from the collection. And then on the inside is actually a belly band that has 3 photo mats in it. So here's a nice 5.5 by 5.5, and then here's I think this is a 5 by 3.25, 3 3/4, excuse me, and this is a 6 by 4. I did use a lot of the stickers that came with the collection for my swing tabs. It's so convenient to use, and it makes it really easy to make them because you have so many pieces to choose from. Small ones, large ones, really decorative ones. So it's a lot of fun to work with Graphic 45. They just have such a nice large collection that have all these different, elements to it that make it fun. So speaking of, here is a envelope that came with pockets and tags, and here's a tag that goes with it. And then this flap is magnetic, so this just opens up like so. A nice large space for a photo. You open this up, here's another large space. I did end up I fussy cut this out, and I really like the way it looked, but I didn't make it so that you could stick anything underneath it. So I cut out the middle, and I put these little tags just for fun. And then, because I didn't want to lose any space, I made a pocket here that you could definitely put a photo in. And then here's a tag. And then the base page has a nice large space for photos. So this is my pocket page. It is a diagonal pocket page, and I do love doing this because it gives you so much more room than the vertical, I think, but that's just my opinion. Let's take a look at this little flip out booklet down here. There's 2 cutouts from the collection, and it is magnetic, so that holds that closed. And then I have 2 photo mats that are pockets and tags, and then it's just plain on the back for maybe some journaling. And then tags again. I wanted to include tags on every page. And then here's a nice large photo mat, pockets and tags, and then you could do some more journaling on the back. I lost my tag, and then there's the other tag. Okay, this page here, here's another swing tab, so that just comes down like this, and this folds up. There's a nice pocket that has a tag inside of it. And then it also folds down, so I don't lose any space. I have a nice space for 2 photos. And then this also folds down, like so. More space for photos. You're definitely not lacking in space for photos in this mini album. And then there's a large on-page pocket, and I have 2 6 by 4 photo mats that are connected, so they kind of make a booklet. And that just tucks right back in there. And then on my last page, 2 more swing tabs. Those just swing out there. So these fold out, and then this folds open, and you have a nice large space for photos here. And here's a pocket, but it's a loose pocket. So I have a photo mat in there with a pocket, and here's a journaling tag that I just stuffed down in there, so you could attach it later on after you've written on it. I think that'll make it easier. And here's another large space for a photo, and then 2 more tags. And here's a Tim Holtz blueprint stamps, his Halloween edition. And that's the back cover, and that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the reveal of my Graphic 45 and Eerie Tale mini album. If you're interested, I'll provide a link to my Etsy shop to purchase not only the mini album itself, but also I have a written tutorial only on this particular mini album. Alright, thank you again for watching. Aloha!